Welcome to the Heart of a Viking. These art lessons are taught by Mrs. Minto from the Cape Henlopen School District in Delaware. I hope you have fun, create imaginative works of art, and make sure you share them with someone because, after all, the visual arts are meant to be seen. Hello Cape artists, and welcome back to the Heart of a Viking. In our episode today, we need to head outside. So as you can see, I am outside, and the reason we're out here is because a rock and stones are our main supply for our artwork today. In addition, we do need a little bit of technology. So hopefully you can scrounge up an iPad or a phone, something that you can take a photograph with, because our lesson today is a combination of sculpture and photography. So we're going to be creating a sculpture out of those stones and rocks that we need, and then we're going to be taking a photograph of them. So let's learn a little bit about the Inuit tradition of rock stacking from Canada. And then once we've learned a little bit about that, we're going to head on outside with our supplies and see if we can create a really cool sculpture and take a really great photograph of it. A long time ago, Inuit hunters in the Arctic north of Canada and Alaska would pile rocks up to build a path where Inukshuk on both sides. The women would chase the caribou down the path where the hunters were hiding behind the Inukshuk with bows and arrows. In Inuit tradition, it is forbidden to destroy an Inukshuk. So, if you're lucky enough to ever see one, leave it standing for the next person. You never know, it might have been standing there for hundreds of years. An Inukshuk is a structure made of stones piled on top of each other. Inukshuks were used for navigation in the frozen north where, in the snow, everything could look the same. They were also used to mark sacred places. An Inukshuk could also work like a signpost to make for good hunting or good fishing spots. Inukshuks are made of stacked stones that are picked because they fit well together. There is no glue or cement that holds them together. They stand up because they are balanced on each other. Each stone supports the one above it and below it. There are both large and small Inukshuks because you can use any stones you find to make your Inukshuk. Every single one is different, kind of like a snowflake. The Inuit also construct a stone figure called an Inannguaq, which means in the likeness of a human, or a pretend person. This familiar stone figure with a head, body, arms, and legs is often mistakenly referred to as an Inukshuk. Its purpose is more symbolic than functional. Because of its humanoid appearance in the likeness of a person, its image has become popular cross-culturally as a symbol. Because of its humanoid appearance in the likeness of a person, its image has become a popular cross-cultural symbol. Inannguaq are built to imitate a person. This form is a tribute to a person. It could also mark a place of respect or an abode of spirits. It's like erecting a statue in honor of a person today. An Inannguaq was the inspiration for the 2010 Vancouver Olympics logo and the Nunavut flag. Alrighty, Cape artists, so for this project today, we're going to be experimenting with photography and sculpture. So we'll be needing some sort of device that can take a photograph. It could be a phone, it could be an iPad, whatever you like to take your photographs on, and we'll need some rocks. Bigger rocks probably work better. You can see in the photograph here that I'm using something like bricks and some flat rocks, but whatever you have around your house is fine. And if you can't find any rocks, then find something else, maybe some books or maybe some Legos. Find something else that you can stack in your house. Of course, nothing breakable. And then once you have selected the things that you're going to be stacking, you'll need to decide if you're going to make an Inukshuk, which is the stone sculptures that really don't look like anything, just stacked up sculpture, or the Inannguaq, which kind of looks like a person, actually translate to pretend person whenever we translate it into English. All right, so grab your photography device, whatever that happens to be for you, head on out to where you're going to be creating this piece of artwork, and let's see how we do it. Alright, so I've decided that I'm going to head out to my way back yard. We have two kinds of yards at my house. We have the way back that has all this extra stuff. So I am going to use some bricks and some stones that I have back here. And my first one I'm going to make is the Inunnguaq, which is the one that kind of has a person-like look to it. And the key features for this one are the two legs, some type of body, some arms, and a little head. So let's build mine up and see how I did. Alright, so now that I have my little Inunnguaq all set up here, my next job is to photograph it. So there are a couple of key points that I want you to keep in mind as you are photographing today. I would like for you to make sure you fill the frame. That means that when you are looking into the iPad or the phone that you're using, make sure that the sculpture takes up most of the space, that there's very little background showing. I also want you to try and get close. If you get close, then you're definitely going to fill the frame. I am pretty close to this sculpture a lot of the times I'm taking these photographs. And then next, I want you to take a lot of photographs. So not just one, but move around. And look, I even spin my iPad to take a vertical photograph and sometimes have it across, making a horizontal photograph. So we are filling the frame, we are getting close, we're trying to take many pictures, not just one, and we're trying to look at it from different parts of the sculpture. That means moving around it. Alright, so here are the photographs that I took. So there's one other thing that I forgot to mention, and that's consider your background. So although I want people to look at my sculpture, if there's something messy or maybe something I didn't really want to be in the background, kind of distracts and takes away from the sculpture. So as I look at these, I think my favorite one's going to be the last one right up here. And I like this one for many reasons. One, I love the perspective. I actually sat the iPad on the ground to get this photograph. It makes it look bigger than what it really is. And I like the way the color looks. I like all the green, but also then the brown of the leaves. There's only one thing I would change if I could, and that's something in the background. There's kind of a gray tarp over something that we use to split the wood at my house, and unfortunately I don't quite like that silver, but otherwise I think the photograph is pretty great. Now I'm going to try making an Inukshuk. So to make the Inukshuk, it's a little bit of a different process. This time, I'm not trying to make it look like anything except an interesting and thoughtful stack of rocks or bricks or Legos or books, whatever you are creating. So let's see what I come up with. Alright, so I decided to keep my sculpture kind of small. I didn't make it too tall. You can definitely make yours as high or low as you'd like to. Use as many pieces or as few pieces as you want. And then let's try our photography skills again. This time, remember to do the same things. Fill your frame, get up close, make sure you take many different photographs, and I'm going to try to make sure I pay more attention to my background. I really don't want that gray tarp interfering with my fantastic photographs again. Alright, so let's check out the photographs that I came up with. Some are from above, some are from down below. I really like that one, but the gray tarp is in the way again. And I really didn't have this situation in the last set of photos, but this photograph here is really busy. There's a lot going on. I do like that I can see both of my sculptures in this picture, but I don't like all the extra stuff that's in the background. So I would call this one a busy photograph. Good idea, but just didn't come out the way I wanted. And my favorite one. I like this one for many reasons. I love the shadows and the highlights. The way the sun is hitting it makes it look really interesting too. Well, there you have it, our Inukshuk and our Inannguaq. And these are sculptures that were inspired by the Inuit people of very, very northern Canada, a little bit of Alaska too, but northern Canada specifically. And I hope you had a great time making these sculptures. I love them because not only do they incorporate nature, but there are so many other art elements like balance and composition and contrast, all of my favorite things about art. Then, if your family is like mine, they're probably going to ask you to clean up after you're all done. So this is really easy to clean up, and then you have your photographs forever. So I hope you had a great time making your sculptures, and I'll see you back here next time at The Heart of a Viking. HOB artists, don't forget to hop on over to Artsonia to upload a photograph of your piece of artwork to your art portfolio. I can't wait.